Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone saying they can't be friends with someone who talks about working out or eating healthy. They go on to say that they also can't be friends with someone who isn't willing to unlearn their fat phobia or explore their body biases. We're also going to be taking a look at a few bonus clips, including one where someone says they don't like skinny people, and another where someone says dieting makes you fat, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
I really don't want to be around people who are refusing to unlearn fat phobia. I don't want to spend time with people who are constantly obsessing about their food, their movement, and
I didn't realize it was fat phobic for me to care about taking care of myself.
doesn't mean that we can't talk about what fitness stuff you're loving or what meals are bringing you joy. It's the way we talk about bodies and food. If you aren't
I don't know why it's important for this friendship to follow your guidelines.
ready to unlearn and examine these harmful beliefs that you hold about yourself and in turn hold about the world, I don't really want to exist in that because I don't necessarily feel safe or comfortable.
You don't feel safe or comfortable if I talk about working out or eating healthy. Okay.
I was starting to become friends with someone and I quickly realized, oh, if they don't get their workout in, if they eat a certain thing, there's a lot of shame, and then they want everyone else to know that they feel shame.
Are you sure they want everyone else to know that they feel shame, or they were just talking about their own personal goals and you were offended by it?
I do think how we treat ourselves is how we're going to treat another, most likely. I had sent this person like a rage bait video where someone took a fridge drawer and filled it with tiramisu, and I sent it because I was trying
That is enraging.
to rage bait, and I was just like, this rage baited me. Like, isn't this ridiculous that someone put tiramisu in a kitchen thing?
A fridge drawer. We've already forgot what we were talking about, okay? Why is that rage bait? It's not making me enraged to see tiramisu in a fridge drawer. It would amuse me. I do love a good tiramisu. I feel like it wouldn't be the most sanitary eating tiramisu out of a fridge drawer, but I'm not enraged. I don't know why that would enrage us.
My mind went to that would be hard to clean. That doesn't feel, clean to me. Just ridiculous.
Okay.
Right? And the person's response was, that really made me want to go work out.
Okay, I don't like this person either. Get a personality, man. All right, is this real? Did this happen? This person just can't stop talking about working out no matter what the hell's going on. This is getting annoying. Can we just talk about the frickin' cake? What do you mean you want to go work out? I want to take a fire hose to that refrigerator drawer to clean all the tiramisu out of there after I eat it. After I ate as much of it out of there as possible. Yeah, your friend is weird. I agree.
And just things like that where I can infer what this person is believing. And I know I'm making assumptions, but just as a curvy woman, I don't want to feel like I have to perform a certain way because your brain is creating stories or judgments, or I've just been around too many people where my body causes them anxiety.
Are you sure? It sounds like you might be a lot more caught up on your body than anybody else around you. I'm guessing nobody else is thinking about you like that. And the caption on the screen reads, if you haven't examined your bias towards bigger bodies, then it's going to impact our relationship. Well, I haven't examined my bias toward bigger bodies or toward anything, really. I've just been kind of living my life, working, trying to pay these bills, take care of these kids. You assume that people have negative opinions about you, but you don't know.
Because I don't fit the norm that they're after.
Right, you don't know what they're thinking, though. Except for your friend that's always talking about working out. You know what they're thinking. They're thinking, oh man, I need to work out. No matter what is going on, apparently. You're like, man, it looks like it's going to rain today. And they're like, that reminds me, I need to go get on the treadmill. And you're like, what? Dude, shut up. I can't hang out with you anymore.
And it's not that I don't have compassion. Like, clearly, some people I've been friends with have been in recovery. But then as we become friends, it's like we go to a 45-minute Pilates class and now they have to work out for their second workout. I'm just like,
you went to a 45-minute Pilates class with your friend, and now they just won't stop doing Pilates. They want to do another one and another one. I've never met anybody like that wanted to obsessively work out. There seem to be a plethora of these people running around in society. I've never met them before.
I wish you all the best. That sounds like you're really hard on yourself and that there's some behavior. If you're not ready to examine that and that's just kind of the truth, I don't want to live in that guilt too, because
it sounds like you don't want to be friends with people who have their own thoughts and opinions about things. You only want to be friends with people that will accept everything that you have to say and agree with it.
Have before in my younger 20s and teen years, and it's just something I'm like so against. I never want to go back.
Right. Every single person that's spitting fat acceptance ideology apparently used to have all of these problems around eating and stuff. They used to obsessively exercise. They used to have all of these problems around food, XYZ. Almost every single one of them claims to have that origin story.
And if our conversations are constantly like, yeah, this is my intake for the day, and this is how much water, and I'm tracking this, and I'm tracking that, and I'm tracking da-da-da-da-da, it just tells me we're not able to connect because your mind is elsewhere. And again,
okay, maybe they feel that they can't connect with you because your priorities are all different, you know? They're like, I actually want to eat healthy and exercise. I'm not talking about somebody who has a problem with that goes too far with it. I'm talking about the first scenario where your friend was just talking about working out and eating healthy, and you demanded that they explore their fat phobia and body biases.
Like, as a therapist, I have compassion for that.
Oh, you're a therapist. Okay.
There's clearly something to explore. As a friend, I don't want to explore that with you because it's also very protective. Like, if I even say anything to question it, it's like, no. And so that's when, you know, it's a value misalignment for me.
And that's interesting that she's a therapist. There sure seem to be a lot of prerequisites for being your friend. I have to agree with literally everything you say, and I also have to agree that I have some sort of bias that I don't. Next.
So I just don't like skinny people.
Okay. Someone finally admits it.
I'll just be honest with you, I don't. I don't like being around them. I don't like looking at them.
You don't like looking at them? Why? Are they reminding you of something, or?
Particularly people who make really intense efforts to be as thin as possible and as skinny as possible. Like,
why do you care what other people are doing with their own lives? Why are you so caught up on it?
Genuinely, I don't want to even look at them. I'd rather live in a world where they didn't exist.
What? You would rather live in a world where skinny people don't exist because you don't want to look at them and you don't like them and you're skinny phobic. Okay, you're saying literally every single thing that people have been accused of saying towards larger people. And now you see the truth. Nobody's actually caught up on what you're doing. You're caught up on what everybody else is doing. Like I've said countless times in the past, when you become confident, you stop caring what anybody else is doing. Only insecure people are caught up on what everybody else is doing and paying attention to it. You guys are over there losing weight and eating healthy. Oh!
To be completely honest, like, I just try to block out.
If other people taking good care of themselves is triggering you, you should probably examine that. I'm actually happy for people when I see them improve their lives.
Their existence from my mom. Of course, these people have systematically bullied and harassed me.
Are you sure about that? Because you're just talking about anybody who's skinny in general.
For pretty much my entire life, so that probably has something to do with the reason why I feel the way I do.
Okay, so you hate all skinny people because a couple people were mean to you in the past. What does this have to do with Bethany? Why are we taking this out on Bethany, who doesn't even know you and was just working out and eating healthy? You said that makes you angry to see her work out and eat healthy. She doesn't even know you exist and she's never said one word to you. Are you going to assault me because you got robbed by a guy with a mustache one time? That wasn't me, man.
There's all these conversations online about fat phobia and trying to educate on fat phobia and stuff. And I think that's great. And maybe this is just ultra pessimistic of me. I've gotten to a point where it's like, I get they don't want me to exist and they hate my existence. And
no, you don't want them to exist and you hate their existence. You just said it.
They're disgusted by me.
No, you said you were disgusted by them, and you hate looking at them. Why are we projecting?
But truly, the feeling could not be more mutual.
It's just one-sided. I don't even know you exist.
Like, at this point, I'm glad they feel that way. Because if they just stay the fuck away from me, I've won in life.
Confident people don't even care what anybody else is doing. So if they're living their best life, they're definitely not sitting around being as angry at you as you are at them. You're the one that's really caught up on what these random people that don't even know you exist are doing. You should explore that.
I will always, automatically, if you are like mid-size and up, I will trust you more.
You will trust people more if they're mid-sized and up. So this entire spiel just shows how many issues you have around weight and body size. You automatically distrust and dislike somebody that's smaller than a mid-size. Why? Reasons. Just don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I just hate these people for no reason. Like, when you're the one that's all angry at these random people who don't know you exist, you should explore why.
Just by looking at you. You want to know who gets my like instant follows on here? If you're like even somewhat fat, I will probably automatically follow you.
Wow, really? All I have to do is gain weight and then I'll get your follow? Oh, wow. I will get right on that. Okay, so you don't care about anything other than what somebody looks like. You don't care what they have to say. You don't care if they're a decent person. You don't care about any of that. You just have to look like me. Then you have value.
So because I think that like thin white women are probably the worst demographic of people of all time.
Why?
Why would I ever go out my way to emulate them?
Okay.
Let's just say I ever did get skinny or skinny-ish. I would take steps to prevent that from happening.
What? Prevent what from happening? You getting skinny?
I would take steps to prevent that from happening. That is how confident I am in this position.
Oh yeah, you seem real confident, which is why you're so caught up on what all these other people are doing that don't even know that you exist. And you hate them, you can't stand them, you can't stand looking at them, XYZ. That was a really wild one. She didn't hold anything back. I have a feeling that everything she just said is how a lot of people within this movement actually feel. They very much dislike thin people, and they're very much caught up on what they are doing. You're over there losing weight. You're over there eating healthy. I don't want to hear about it. Imagine if I was so self-obsessed that I immediately just started following and believing anybody that had a mustache. You have a thing that's like what I have? Oh my God, you're a genius. Next.
Dieting makes you fat.
That takes care of that. Good enough for me. Wait, maybe we should see if she wants to elaborate on that. I was ready to just accept that as fact. You ain't got to really explain a whole lot to me.
I've been dieting for over 20 years, and even when I was thin, I always thought I was overweight. I had food rules and labeled foods as good or bad. I was constantly trying to control how much I ate, and then I'd overeat and tell myself I'd start over on Monday. That cycle is what made me gain weight.
Okay, your experience is not universal. Other people have tried to lose weight and lost weight. So just because this happened to you doesn't mean this is the norm or this is going to happen.
When you undereat or try to control your food for too long, your body thinks you're starving.
I'm not sure where you're getting all that from. If you weren't successful in losing weight, I don't know why we're trying to give people advice now, you know?
So when you finally eat, it feels urgent and out of control. Then you try to restrict again, and the cycle continues.
That's what happened to you. Some people actually just change the way that they eat, they change their lifestyle, and then they lose weight, and they keep it off. I actually lost weight many years ago, and I never went through any of this cycle. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not actually magical. I know that you might have thought that, but I'm not.
Eventually, you get tired of trying to control everything, go back to your normal habits, and gain the weight back.
No, eventually you did all of those things. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Often more than before.
No, I didn't do any of that. I'm actually in better shape now than I was in my 20s or 30s.
What I'm realizing now is that when you stop policing your food and stop labeling foods as good or bad, something shifts.
Yeah, you start gaining a lot more weight because you start eating out constantly.
When you're allowed to eat what you want, food has less power. You eat less.
What? Okay, so trying to lose weight will make you gain weight, but when you stop trying to control what you eat or put any thought into it at all, you will lose weight somehow. What? How is that possible? Then why did we ever try to lose weight to begin with? If eating whatever the heck we feel like results in good health, how did we ever get into a situation where we needed to lose weight to begin with? We were already eating whatever we felt like before.
You stop when you're full and you're not fighting yourself all the time.
Really? It's just that easy, huh? So when we stop trying to lose weight, we will all lose weight, which is why we have an obesity problem in the United States, because it's that easy. And when you stop trying, then you will succeed, which is why so many people are not succeeding. Okay, this doesn't track. Go on.
For me, stepping away from dieting is about taking care of my body instead of constantly trying to control it.
Okay, so when we stop trying to eat healthy and paying attention to the food that we eat, we will get healthier somehow. Trying to lose weight leads to weight gain. So then when you stop thinking about the way that you eat, you will lose weight somehow, even though we haven't been thinking about the way that we eat this entire time. Why are we wanting to lose weight if not thinking about the way that you eat leads to health? We've been doing that for years. It's so crazy to me that people can't see beyond their own lens. I tried to do this thing and I couldn't, therefore it's impossible. But if we actually go outside, we will see countless people that have succeeded in this task. It doesn't really matter if we struggled with doing something when countless other people have succeeded at it. They are the proof that it can be done. Next.
If you're going to come at fat people for being fat and tell us it's our fault and tell us that all we need to do is lose weight, I need you to come at me with facts.
Okay, that was an interesting statement. If you want to tell people that them being fat is their fault, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not going to read into the rest of that statement, but if our weight is not our fault, whose is it? Who put us here?
I don't mean like what your gym bro told you. I don't mean what your mom forced into your brain when you were little. I mean literal facts. Because when you look at the facts, fatness is not causal for many of the things that people consider fat diseases.
Go on.
They're just not. They're correlated, but that does not mean causation.
Well, there are many negative health conditions associated with obesity, knee pain, back pain, diabetes, fatigue, stroke, heart attack, etc. It doesn't matter if obesity causes these things directly. Being obese correlates to a much higher likelihood that you will have these problems. And in many cases, it probably directly causes various things. I recommend you talk to your doctor about this.
Correlation does not equal causation. And I'm happy to send you resources in order to help you start breaking these things down.
Okay, so are you open to seeing my resources or listening to what I have to say on the topic? Or you just want me to go to fluffykittenparty.com? Or was it .org?
In your brain. Because if a shot putter can be a high-level athlete, if a sumo wrestler can be a high-level athlete,
they're not. Throwing a metal ball for half a second doesn't make you a high-level athlete. A sumo wrestler is also not a high-level athlete. If you can't jog for 30 minutes, you're not a high-level athlete. You're not even a basic athlete.
The size of your body does not equal the health of your body. Okay, thanks.
Okay, well, like I said, I don't consider the shock put or sumo wrestling to be high-level sports. Throwing a metal ball is pretty impressive, but you don't have to have any sort of cardio or be in any sort of shape to do that. And sumo wrestling also is not a high-level sport. Can a sumo wrestler jog for 30 minutes? No? Then I would say they're not a high-level athlete or an elite athlete or whatever you want to call it. So we had a lot of very interesting takes in today's video, but what do you think? Is it impossible to be friends with somebody who's unwilling to unlearn their fat phobia? Why did that second person get so offended seeing skinny people? And does dieting make you fat? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.